Now, Australia has become the world's first country to ban social media for children under the age of 16, blocking them from platforms including TikTok, Alphabet's YouTube, and Meta's Instagram and Facebook. Tripti Tripathi has more.
Australia's young teenagers are now spared from endless scrolling online, all thanks to a landmark law passed in November 2024, which comes into effect. The Online Safety Amendment Social Media Minimum Age Bill 2024 bars children under 16 from having social media accounts on platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. On Tuesday, Prime Minister Anthony Albanese made a last ditch pitch to convince hundreds of thousands of Australian adolescents that the law was for their own good.
You'll know better than anyone what it's like growing up with algorithms, endless speeds, and the pressure that can come with that. That's why we've taken this step to support you.
Many Australian teenagers, though, feel otherwise.
I'm gonna miss like leaks about games, like new games coming out or new things for games that I play. I don't know. I might maybe cry because like losing connection with my friends, with ones that I've talked to, like I've had since I was young, or like ones that I met a couple years after when I was in kindy, pre-primary and stuff.
Government is certain about the imperativeness of weaning the under 16s from the mild screens.
Above all, make the most of the school holidays coming up. Rather than spending it scrolling on your phone, start a new sport, learn a new instrument, or read that book that's been sitting there on your shelf for some time. And importantly, spend quality time with your friends and your family, face to face.
Companies that fail to comply could face penalties of up to $32.8 million. Meta's Instagram, Facebook, and Thread began deactivating accounts from December 4th. The law received harsh criticism from major technology companies but was praised by parents and child advocates. Online discussion site Reddit condemned the social media ban but said it would comply with the landmark crackdown. Governments from Denmark to Malaysia and even some states in the US are planning similar steps. 4 years after a leak of internal meta documents showed the company knew its products contributed to body image problems and suicidal thoughts among teenagers, while it publicly denied the link existed. With agency inputs, Tripti Tripathi report for DD India.
All right, as that report said, the ban flows from a landmark law that Australia passed in November 2024. It forces major social media platforms such as YouTube and Instagram to block children below 16 years of age. Companies that fail to comply could face penalties of up to $33 million. Joining us is Dr. Rishi Mohan Bhatnagar. Dr. Bhatnagar has an abiding interest in all things information technology. Dr. Bhatnagar, before we get into the specifics, a quick yes or no question. Are you for or against the ban?
I'm for.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
The next question to you is this: can the ban be enforced? Do we have the requisite technology to enforce the ban? I ask you this because the Australian government accepts that it will take some time for age assurance technology to identify all underage accounts.
Yeah. So first of all, I like to make it clear that it's not that the whole YouTube or Google Classroom, everything is banned. You are allowed to see YouTube Kids. You're allowed to see Google Classrooms. And you're also allowed for WhatsApp and Messengers. It's not that all social media has been banned for children below the age of 16. All those places where you are allowed, you are supposed to sign up. And then when you sign up, earlier it was that you can say that I'm more than 16, I'm 18, or your parents can say, yes, I'm verifying it. Now that's not the only thing by which you will be able to call that you are above 16 or you're allowed to do everything. Now you have to take additional steps and additional reviews to identify whether the person who is using or signing up is above the age of 16 or not. Now we have certain kind of the face recognitions, and we also have certain kind of voice recognitions by which we can also, using artificial intelligence, we can identify that a person is whether it's below 16 or not.
Okay.
You can define the algorithms, you can define the the language models and artificial intelligence. So with the skin, with the face, with the voice, you are able to say that yes, this person is below the age of 16 or not, or whether it's below above the age of 16 or not. So in addition to just signing up, you can use certain more technical um, things to check whether the person who is going to use or sign up is above the age of 16 or not. Honestly, if I start comparing it with India and the Western world, the family systems in India are still in existence, but in the Western world, there are children without parents. Their parents are doing both the parents are working, and the kind of time the parents and children are going spending together in the family is getting reduced, and children are getting more onto the social media.
Right.
The family system still exists in our part of the world, and there is some level of I say a different kind of controls or different kind of checks are available in India in the families,
Okay.
which will be able to which are restricting the amount of
Screen
mental
time.
health issues among children
Right.
in the Western world in comparison to India. Okay, so whether this rule is allowed or should be there in India or not, we can say that there can be certain more qualification or framework that can be created for our part of the world.
Right.
But definitely in the Western world, where children are getting more independent at a particular earlier age, and they are getting into more and more mental health issues and spending more and more times on mobiles and not on ground playing and spending time with their friends and spending more time and more time and more time on the
Absolutely.
mobile.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So such kind of laws, such kind of things, and these contents, if you are not going to control it,
Fair enough.
you have so much of content on the internet,
Indeed.
and YouTube and Meta and Facebook, Instagram, all of this. If you like to access, you can access any kind of things.
Fair enough.
And so, yeah.
Dr. Bhatnagar, now let's consider the pros and cons of the ban at some length. Now, those in favor of a ban say that it will protect youth, as you were saying, from online harm such as cyberbullying, sexual exploitation, and financial scams. In other words, children's health and safety. Surely that's a compelling enough argument for a ban. Also, those in favor of a ban also say that it will ensure that children have a childhood. Now, Australia's Prime Minister Anthony Albanese says the ban will protect children from predatory algorithms. His advice to teens: read a book and stop scrolling. Can anyone possibly find fault with that?
I don't think anybody should try to find any fault in it unless it's a business case,
Right.
and there are different kind of narratives that are getting said because you are going to reduce the number of users using your platform. Okay, because there are many children who are using the platform, and because of that, the business can get reduced. So to be honest, in my view, it's only the people who are going to lose their business who are who are creating this kind of.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, the step has been taken in a very positive manner. Children will go out, their physical health will improve. They'll be able to play more games, and there'll be more social interactions with people rather than social media.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
you're going to see more children on ground playing games, and you're going to have much more healthier people, both physically and mentally, than if you are only on the social media.
Indeed. And now to the cons, the downsides of a ban. A Singapore-based academic says that social media allows young people to derive information, gain affirmation, and build community. So why the ban? Asks the professor. Now, isn't that a valid argument?
See, as I said, it's not that everything has been taken away from a child of below the 16 years of age. As I said, YouTube Kids is still available. Okay, Google Classrooms is still available. Okay, that means all those applications, all those platforms which are allowing you without signing in, you're allowed to use irrespective of whatever your age is.
Right.
They are more for the platforms like YouTube or Meta platforms where you have to sign up. and give your name, age, and then you are able to get so much of content, and that content can be of any kind. So these rules apply for those kind of applications where you have to sign up and you have to give, and you have access to different kind of, access to different kind of content. So
Right.
I argue with that professor from Singapore that it's not that everything has been banned.
Right.
That's one. Even when you say YouTube, it's not YouTube. YouTube Kids is available for the students, for the children. Similarly, it's not all Google. It's you call it Alphabet. I'm calling it Google.
Right.
It's not Alphabet as a company. It is bad. It is the Google Classroom is still available for children below the age of 16.
Right.
So we have to qualify this, and we have to agree that we are not trying to restrict children from seeing internet. We are not stopping them in getting more content, but we are trying to just creating a framework so they are not accessing
Right.
that huge content which can be of mental health problems, and it is giving them more access to time
Fair
to go
enough.
out and play in the field.
Indeed. Also, Dr. Bhatnagar, do you think that soon more countries will enforce a similar ban? Already we have a fairly long list of countries that are mulling similar laws. Malaysia tops the list. Malaysia has plans to bar under 16s from accessing social media platforms starting next year. Also on the list, the UK, France, Denmark, Germany, Italy, Norway, the European Union and the US. So is this going to be the shape of things to come? Is the world moving in that direction?
One thing which is common among all these countries, okay, with one or two as an exception, are the countries which are facing a lot of the family level challenges, okay, where the society is moving towards different directions, and you're going to find that there are more mental health issues because of divorce, because of many other issues, and the children are facing that problem.
Right.
Okay. So to be honest, while most of the countries are thinking about this and trying to see how they can save the children, we also need to see how they can save the society and have more families. Okay. And having some kind of, these social norms within the families. Okay. So, so all those countries, whether it's European Union or United States or many other countries you have named in the list, they all are the countries which, in addition to just this kind of social media, they're also facing the challenges in their social structure and the family structure. Okay, while many other countries which are still not thinking in these terms are having those kind of family systems, and the family is taking care of the mental health, is ensuring the children are not trying to get into they're checking the children. To be honest,
Indeed.
Okay, some kind of verification is done at a family level. So to answer your question, yes, there will be more countries, but the list you have shown are the countries which are facing other challenges in the social structure rather than only the social media bans. Okay?
Indeed.
And there is a need for them to think in a much broader on how can they ensure the society as a whole can work towards a better, better family systems of a better society in all to protect their own families and children from such kind of issues.
Indeed. I'm afraid that's all we have time for. I will have to leave it at that. Dr. Rishi Mohan Bhatnagar, thank you for joining us and sharing your perspectives with our viewers at home and abroad. Thank you for your time. Much appreciated.
Thank you. Namaste.